How's it going, everybody? Avizzo here, and welcome back to the next Talk Time episode. Currently, it is 7:01 p.m. On February 2nd, 2016. So I hope everyone's been having a good week so far. Currently, my previous month was actually pretty good. Finally got my setup complete. That's why I made a setup video finally. And also, my SSD came in, and so it's already almost full. I only have 30 gigabytes left on it. But yeah, so I have a 240 gigabyte SSD that has the OS on it, Windows 10. I actually upgraded from Windows 7 to Windows 10 because I don't have Windows 10. I just have the free version, but I definitely prefer Windows 10 over any OS that I've had so far. So I definitely had to go back to it. But anyways, yeah, so the SSD is great. Everything loads in fast. I think my computer starts up in like 10 to 20 seconds, and then instead of having to wait like 2 minutes or something like that, so my computer would like completely load up to where I could actually use an application or something. It's like instant. I can like right as soon as I I can't even think of the term, when I sign in, I can actually immediately go on Google Chrome and it works just fine. So I'm very, very glad that I spent the money on that SSD. I actually feel like I should have waited, though. I should have waited a little bit longer to get an SSD, maybe a 480 gigabyte, just so then I would have more space and then I could actually put more games on there like Battlefield. I ended up only putting GTA on there and saving Battlefield for just the hard drive, even though it's going to take forever to load. But definitely in the future, whenever I upgrade again, I'm going to get a bigger SSD, because that's definitely in the plans. One of the good things is soon a friend of mine is actually getting his computer into like a small case. It's gonna be like a little mini VCR kind of, or that's what it's gonna look like, or like a gaming console. And when he does that, we're gonna swap out cases. I'm paying $20 for his case, and I'm gonna take everything out of this baby. You can't see it, but taking everything out of this bad boy, and then we're going to put it in that case, because that case is massive. This is like a small case, and it's like I think it's a mid-tower case or something like that, but it's hella massive. And this is going to happen soon. He said he's going to order it soon, so hopefully he does, because he's been saying this for a long time that he's going to do it, but he finally actually made like a card on Amazon, and he showed it to me, so I was pretty excited about that, because yeah, that big case is going to not only look nice, but then I'll have more room to expand, and then I'll be able to, it'll be a lot easier to install stuff. When I installed the SSD, I actually was pretty proud of myself, because that was the first time I've ever actually put a computer together, well, not a computer together, but I actually like did something that involved computers and installing it myself. So when I did that, I had a blast doing that too. It made me feel really smart, even though it was a simple task, just putting in an SSD, and all I had to do was get like a little power piece for my power supply and plug it into the end of the SSD, and then get a SATA cable and plug it into the SSD from the motherboard as well. And once I did that, I set up Windows and all that, and I've been reinstalling everything for the past few days. But that's why I also didn't upload yesterday. I was trying to go back to the daily schedule, and I didn't upload yesterday because I was too busy just installing stuff, and personally I wasn't in the mood. I was just busy just installing stuff and just downloading all the drivers that I had previously and all that. So my computer's running good now. It's I have the Intel Auto Updater thing or whatever, where you can always check for updates, and then it'll install a processor driver, or an Intel driver. So I'm happy about that. I got GeForce Experience, so like I can always update. God, I keep saying I normally never say I always say and, or I have not said like this much in a video in a long time, or at least I don't think I have. Okay, I'm trying to not say it's very hard. And by the way, if you see me looking over this direction, that's because I said it again. But if you see me looking over in that direction, that's because I have OBS open on that screen, and it's showing my webcam, because I decided to bring back the face cam feature, so hopefully people do enjoy that. I'm trying not to say God, this is hard. This is very hard. You know, fuck it. I'm just gonna ignore it. Hopefully I stop saying it. Yeah, so when I upgrade to the other case, that'll be very nice, because then I'll have a lot more room, so when I'm installing stuff, it won't be as hard, because in this case it was very small. Like, it was very hard to get everything set up and plug in everything, because the power supply is like in the bottom corner, so all the wires were like jumbled up together, because I have terrible cable management, not only from the back of my computer, or not just from like all my cables and whatnot, but also inside the computer. The power supply cables are absolutely just jumbled up and whatnot. So hopefully we can get some good cable management when we swap out all my stuff. The senior project is getting closer and closer, that's for damn sure. we actually have, I kind of stopped myself there. But we have the oral presentation coming up, and I'm pretty worried about it. I decided that my career would be in content creation. I think I've actually already talked about that. I said that I was going to interview, like, the Unknown Venom. That was actually a lot of fun. I'm very glad that I got to interview him, but I fucked up so bad on the interview. I think I talked about this in a video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I talked about it in the TF2 contract video, my recent Landfall contract video. Talked about how I accidentally set up my desktop audio recorder to my my microphone, which is not recording any audio from that, so I was only recording video at that point. So I completely failed with recording the Skype call, which absolutely blowed. Yeah, so I installed Grand Theft Auto 5 is actually very fast on that thing. I'm telling myself I don't want to say it, but I continue to say it anyways. But yeah, GTA uploads. GTA loads in about 45 to 45 seconds to a minute. But it's so much faster than 2 to 3 minutes, however long it would take then. And I think it loads up like missions and stuff like that a lot quicker as well. But overall, though, the SSD is great. I'm so glad I finally got it. There's a lot of security stuff on it for some reason. Like, when I try it, like, I think the only thing I could do in the thing at the moment is just rename, or I can't even rename folders. I think I can only add folders into the C drive. I've been looking into it, but, like, I go into the system and then I go to security and I give myself full permission and whatnot, but then it says access is denied even though I just gave myself full permission, so it's very frustrating. But hopefully I can get that settled up at some point. Oh! One of the biggest pain in the asses that I did was, not only do I not have normal Photoshop anymore, like Photoshop CS6, which, I mean, I didn't buy it, so, I mean, I can't really bitch that it's not, or there's no way to download it anymore, because the reason that you can't download it anymore, like, separately, is because you have to get it with the Creative Cloud. But previously, people were getting Photoshop Extended, which was like the separate trial version of it, like, so you can get it by its own self, and then you can put the crack files into the folder, and then use Photoshop that way, but you can't do that anymore. The only way you can get Photoshop is from the Creative Cloud, and when you install that system, it doesn't work like that. You can't just put crack files into the, in Photoshop that way, or in the Photoshop directory, because it's a part of Creative Cloud, which absolutely blows. So I'm actually using Photoshop CS2 at the moment, and it's actually, I can make thumbnails the exact same as I was previously. And like my Grassy Knoll video, that thumbnail is used from CS2, Photoshop CS2. It looks so different. The only thing that's like missing is the quick selection tool, which is the thing where you can highlight like an object and then you can drag it and whatnot. They don't have that tool, but other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. So temporarily, I'm going to be using that. I'm thinking, because I use Photoshop almost every day to make thumbnails and stuff, I'm actually thinking about buying the $10 a month plan, so then I can use the quick selection tool if I ever need it to again. Because that feature is actually very nice whenever I'm trying to make very good thumbnails. But recently, I thought, I like my thumbnail idea. I like putting the text of the title in the front and then having the image in the back, and it's totally blurry. Because our eyes want to focus in on something. Like, if we see something out of focus, our eyes try to make it back in focus. So whenever you see something that's blurry like that, to me, it would always catch my eye, so I thought it would be a good idea to use that in thumbnails, because it just attracts people to see the video in the thumbnail. So I've been doing that, so hopefully it's been working. The video's actually been getting a lot of views. It might just be because it's games that I'm playing, like Modern Warfare 2 and TF2, and those are like my original, well, MW2's not really original. I've been playing that for a long time, just haven't been recording it. But TF2 has been, I think the Landfall contract has 50 views, or almost 50 views at that, which is great. But definitely, one of the biggest pains in the asses of changing all my stuff is that I had Steam Cloud turned off a long time ago, because I got sick and tired of always having, like, whenever I'd load up Gary's mod, it would always tell me this local file shit for the Steam Cloud, and I got tired of it, so I looked it up how to remove it, and so I turned it off. And almost everything, except for Payday 2 didn't do it. I guess it's an account thing, it just saves your info. But when I went on to games like Castle Crashers, or what else did I go on? Oh, MW2. On both those games, it didn't save my progress, so I had to start all over again. And with MW2, I already have a backband in MW2, so I didn't give a shit. I just got Liberation, like in my tutorial video, and I just went on there and leveled myself up, because not only was I at that level anyways to begin with, but also there was no way in hell I was going to start at level 1. But Castle Crashers, I spent hours grinding in that game, and everything's level 1 again. But it's not a very big deal, because I love that game, and if I ever go back to playing it and like grinding it like I was before, and I really want to beat the game on Insane Mode, I definitely will just grind through again, no problem. It won't be a big deal. But alrighty, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the talk time video here. I hope you guys enjoyed the new face cam feature. I don't know if I've done that in a talk time video before. I don't know if I've added the face cam. I don't believe I have, but hopefully it's a new feature that everyone enjoys. Oh, that's why. It's because one time I set it up to use the face cam feature, and I clicked preview instead of start recording. So I was pretty annoyed at that. But anyways, guys, take care. Have a great day. And peace.
Some things in life are too simple.